We are live. It is Saturday. Starting a little later today, I wanted to try something different because I usually do it earlier and then I get a bunch of regulars coming in late and they're like, oh, I missed it. I missed the live stream. Well, we're starting almost like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours later than normal. So let's get some comments in here. Let's see who is here right now. Nuke Rage. What is going on, guys? Eli Broder, Faith. Certified T3 bot spotted, Patrick Starkley. What's going on, everybody? London in the building. Happy Saturday, guys. Got my Vietnamese coffee. Here's the deal, dude. I love this little cafe I go to, but the tops that they use, like, constrict the straw. And it, like, I'm really scared it's gonna crack the straw and just make the drinking experience like terrible. Do you guys know what I mean? Like when your straw cracks, you can't get proper suction, and then it's terribly annoying. Dean designed it, bro. I wonder if Dean's gonna be in the live stream. Let's wait and see. What's going on, guys? Caleb in the house. We got Greece. What's going on, Glasgow? In the building. Birmingham in the building. Haverhill, Mass, dude. We got Czech Republic. I don't think we get. I think this might be my first Czech Republic. Moscow. John Chaton. What's going on, guys? So let's start off with a little. And there's a little train behind me, by the way. So if you hear some stuff, you might be hearing a train. Shinobi in the building. Let's do a little wristwatch check, shall we? I am wearing, let's turn this camera over. Check out this cool little table, huh? Little textile action going. I'm wearing my beautiful Omega Seamaster. Look at that with the integrated bracelet. Dude. Just gorgeous, man. Just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, we're doing a little Q&A today. So what do you guys want to talk about? I want to thank you because we're past 57,000 subscribers. It's amazing. And I did a little live stream on Thursday because, you know, on Thursdays I typically do like a topic-based live stream. And I got some people writing to me. They're like, 57 subscribers. That's not really a milestone. Why is that? Why are you celebrating? I'm like, what are you talking about? Why am I celebrating? That's huge. For me, it's huge. Okay, Oris, we got some Orises, we got a Steinhardt, we got an SKX, heck yeah. Come on, guys, what are you wearing? Thank you, Mr. Shinobi. Start talking about the Oris Aqua. Man, that watch, I should get one just for the channel, just for the sake of reviewing it, because that watch is so heavily mentioned in my comment section. People want to know how I feel about it. First of all, I absolutely love Oris. Everyone knows I love Oris, number one. Number two, it has a very understandable hindrance or downfall, okay? And that is the integrated bracelet / strap. So you either love it or you hate it, guys, right? Like this watch, I will never be able to replace the bracelet and put on something else, right? I have to just keep it on the bracelet. The Oris Aquas, you can. You just have to. It's very limited. You have a very limited option because whatever you're getting, you're gonna have to get from Oris. So if you're okay with having limited strap options and an integrated bracelet, hell yeah, then totally go with Oris. Either way, solid build. Let's see if you can see the train. Whoop! Train! And a chopper. We've got a train and a chopper and a cyclist. Crazy. David's wearing Grand Seiko SBGN 001. Vlad says, or an Oyster Perpetual, any affordable option. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Vlad has a question. He says, I have a question concerning Rolex purchases. I know that ADs typically have really little in stock, or so they say. But it is mostly about high-end models. Can I enter the store and just buy an Explorer 1? And then he goes, or an Oyster Perpetual. Well, you most likely will. I feel like I'm shouting, but it's because a chopper just flew by and then there was a motorcycle. A lot of vehicles out today. You will most likely be able to go, Evan Levy, certified T3 bot. You will most likely be able to go to any Rolex AD and get a basic Oyster Perpetual. That shouldn't be a problem. I think once that becomes a problem, then that will be a whole new explosion in the watch community. People will start complaining, but Oyster Perpetuals aren't terribly hard to find. If you go on Instagram, a lot of dudes are picking them up right now. And they're cool. I mean, I have my date 1500 is a very basic Rolex, but it has a date function, and there's a lot of history with that specific reference number. But I'm not a huge fan of the basic OPs. I don't want to say they're boring because they're really solid watches. There's just a lot of other Rolexes on my list before that one. As far as Explorer 1s go, you can find them most of the time. They're not terribly scarce. So if you are looking to get into a Rolex and you're looking for a basic Oyster Perpetual, then yeah, I think totally doable at most ADs right now. We'll see what happens in the new year. Brian LP, what's going on? Certified T3 bot. Ray in the house, certified T3 bot, and Briar Blues, dude. See, this is why I started this a little bit later. I noticed that when I do the Saturday live streams early, like I normally do, not everybody can join. But for some reason, I jump in a little bit late. We're like an hour and a half later, and all my regulars are in the building, except for Dean. Dean's not here. BT from Orange County, what's going on? Rude. Dare King says, AP, Vacheron, or Patek. Choose phone call. I declined it though for you guys. I got a phone call and I declined it for you. You must be a fairly new viewer. I talk about the Holy Trinity here and there, and my regulars, please answer that question. Out of the Holy Trinity, which one is T3's favorite? Come on, guys. You should know this. I'm going to give you some time. And while I give you that time, you guys can check out my beautiful 370Z. Look at that. Look at that 370. That is mine. All right, enough. Dude, certified T3 bot just got it. Brian LP. Vacheron Constantine, hands down, is the best out of the Holy Trinity, okay? I'm not saying the other ones are bad. What's going on, Omar? Got a Certina DS? Heck yeah, very good choice. Ramiro, what is going on? Yeah, see, my regulars are jumping in. Vacheron's my favorite. Mr. Sly, come on, Porsche are better. He spelled Porsche wrong, but I agree. And 911s are like my dream car. But I gotta make a sacrifice somehow, guys. I'm wearing Rolexes and Seamasters and stuff, so it's either cool cars or cool watches. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to have them all. Give me a break. Give me a couple years. I'm still new in the business. So Brian makes a good point. Now Brian was the one that guessed Vacheron. He was right. But Brian follows up and says, I don't like the overseas. Got car alarms going off. Welcome to Los Angeles, guys. He says, I don't like the overseas. It looks like a Royal Oak. Joke. Mixed with a Tonka truck. Okay, I do like the overseas, but I absolutely understand it is an acquired taste. However, I'm not into Vacheron for the sports watch. Okay, I'm into Vacheron because the Traditionnel, man, the Patrimony Traditionnel is beautiful. Okay, the one tourbillon watch that I actually lust over, right? Ugh, that Patrimony Traditionnel tourbillon. When I saw it, it was real. I'm sorry guys, I'm getting a ton of calls right now for some reason on a Saturday. I have no idea. But I'm declining them to talk to my freaking T3 bots. Come on guys, I love you guys. What's going on in Poland and Croatia? So, to finish up my thought right there, out of the Holy Trinity, Vacheron is the best, in my opinion. They're my favorite. You either love or you hate the overseas. I get it. But Vacheron's appeal, in my opinion, is not the sports watch, is not the overseas. It's their dress watches. Their dress watches are just gorgeous, and they're different. They don't look like the other ones released by... and let's be honest, guys. Audemars, Piguet, all they're releasing right now are just Royal Oaks. Let's be real. Seymour Butts. Man, you guys have the best usernames. It literally one of my favorite parts about interacting with you guys is because you guys are hilarious and you make me laugh. Seymour is the man, by the way. Well, Mr. Butts, how much longer do you think you'll be able to do this? How much longer do you think until you'll be able to do this full time, no more business consultant? Well, I like learning more about business and helping people and working with people. I think it comes across in my content, hopefully, right? Like, I enjoy very much interacting with you guys and game planning with you guys, figuring out what the next watch will be or where a watch fits in a certain collection. I think that's really fun. So I don't think I'll ever stop working with people. I think that's a big passion of mine. However, I think that part of my goal, my dream would be to obviously bolster this up so that it is a thriving, sustainable, self-sustaining business. I think this part of my life now, the channel, being the time teller and having you guys, I think the ratios have changed in my life, if that makes sense. So at one point it was only consulting, right? It was only that because I wasn't even on YouTube. Then a little over a year ago I came on YouTube. Still, when I first started, didn't really it wasn't a priority, right, at the beginning. But now I think the ratio has changed, and this is very much the priority in my life. And again, I hope that comes across to you guys. Let me know. But yeah, that would be amazing if this was truly self-sustainable 100%. That'd be awesome. And it's honestly only up to you guys that I'm able to do this. So, yeah. What's going on, John Ballard? Daniel Katz in the building. He's the man. James is the man. He says 60,000 and he'll go YouTube full time. Let's get him there. That'd be awesome. Guys, I'm gunning for 100,000. When I get 100,000 subscribers, I mean, I'm going to be honest. It doesn't get old, guys, okay? So I'm not anywhere near other YouTube channels. I'm still very much a baby channel. I'm still very much a beginner, like entry level baby step channel. But I'm going to be honest, every time I see a new person subscribes, it doesn't get old. It's not like, oh, okay, yeah, another 10 subscribers showed up, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm still blown away that like people want to interact with me and listen to my content and converse with me on a regular basis. It's humbling, and I just feel blessed, honestly. I don't know how religious you guys are, but I honestly feel blessed. I thank God for this. It's really fun, and it has made my life a lot more fulfilling interacting with you guys. It's super fun. So I don't want to say I'm not happy or satisfied until I get 100,000 subscribers, but that's always seemed unattainable to me, that that it's crazy that this many people would even listen to me right now. You know, that there's 117 people in this live stream. I'm sure other channels get like a bajillion people in their live streams, but the fact that I can interact with, 118 people every Saturday just to chill, that's really cool. Okay, Daniel Katz just did a super chat, but I don't see the comment. Thank you so much for the super chat. Daniel, rewrite the comment. Don't super chat me again, but rewrite the comment so that I can see what you wrote, because I don't see any text on the screen. Peter says, hoping for the best for you. Thanks, man. Matt Skembo says, 100,000 skydive naked into the Rose Bowl. That'd be something. I'll do it in the middle of a USC UCLA game. That'd be hilarious. Christopher says, Citizen Nighthawk worth the buy? Absolutely. I bought a Citizen Nighthawk for my dad 3 years ago, and he loves it, and it's still solid. I love that watch. Daniel says, it's not on your radar, but definitely stand up as a hobby for now. Could be in the cards, I hope, down the road. Yeah. That'd be fun, dude. That would be fun. Oh, we got a new channel member, Christopher Clerico. What's up, dude? Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It is literally people like you that allow me to wake up every day and make content. So thank you so much, guys. Really, really appreciate that. New certified T3 bot. Man, T3 Army is growing stronger and stronger by the daily. You guys rule. Paul says, thinking of ordering the Richard Legrand Odyssey. Are you still impressed with the quality? Yeah, when you calculate or assess the quality of that watch and what you get for the price, it is crazy. It is. The bracelet is frustrating because you do have to tap out the pins, and there aren't any arrows indicating which way to tap out. So you just, I think you just tap out either way. I was able to resize it, but it was a little bit annoying. But honestly, that watch, yeah, and the bezel feels really good. The only little qualm I have with that watch is the crown would bind up a little bit when you thread it. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like it would get stuck to the point where you can't use it. But that was my only issue with that watch, was the crown would sometimes bind it up. But Watch Lounge, what's going on? You didn't really miss anything, man. We spoke about the Oris Aquis. We talked about the future of the channel, doing this full time, and welcomed a new member to the channel, Christopher. What's going on? Opinion on Luminox. Well, I did a Luminox review, an unboxing. I think it's a cool company. But I don't know if this is an accurate or fair comparison, but between Luminox and like a G-Shock, I would rather just get a G-Shock, to be honest. Faith with an amazing question. What 911 generation do you like the most? Well, my regular viewers know what my grail car is. Someone in the comment section, what is my grail car? Okay, this is my 370. I love it. It's a little weekend warrior track thing. Happy Saturday, Saji, certified T3 bot. Snowing in Chicago. My dad's from Chicago. Love Chicago. Brian, LP. Dude, Brian, Evan, Levy, my certified T3 bots, see, they're the real ones, man. I know people accuse them of being bots, and they are bots, but they're clearly very, very on top of things. Yep, I got my regulars, Brian, close. My grail car, Faith, is a 1993 911 RS America in Guards Red. All right, so around the 964 era. And a 993, honestly, is amazing too. 993 is a bit more modern than the RS America. But yeah, honestly, a 964. And the truth is, guys, in the RS Americas right now, incredibly overpriced. It's essentially, you got to equate it to like a GMT Master, Pepsi, right? The prices are just crazy on those. I would be happy with a 9.6, like a base 911 964 C4. I think that'd be so cool. Just cruise that around, take it up to Mammoth or something. Dean in the building. I just followed Dean on Instagram because he was celebrating International Pogue Day, which was yesterday. So I had to give him a follow. Yeah, GT3s are amazing, dude. Any 911, I love any 911. But what I'm saying is, he asked me what my favorite, or Faith asked me what my favorite generation was, and I had to specify that. Big fan of the 964s. Yeah, Dean's here, guys. Party's over. I'm just kidding. Let me read some. Rude says he's driven the 993. I've driven 993s. I've never driven a 964 RS America though, unfortunately. James says Brian can do no wrong. Dude, Brian's been on top of things. Paul says, thanks. Do you think it will ever be an horological icon? Subjective to be sure, but how long is a microbrand considered a newbie and acceptable in the horological force? I think you're referring to the Richard Legrand Odyssey. I don't think it'll ever be an icon, dude, honestly. A watch needs to be very, very, very unique and really special to I think, be widely accepted. And unfortunately, that company is a little bit in the dark. It doesn't have the brand equity or exposure that other companies do, and that's kind of, that's kind of why I do the things I do on my channel. If I see a cool watch, I try to expose it to you guys, and that's me attempting to do my little part. But I don't think, unfortunately, there's enough light shined on enough really good watch companies. So excuse me, I had to crack my neck. Is the Richard Legrand Odyssey an icon? I don't think so, unfortunately. Still a good watch, though. Ray says, T3 hates everyone but Brian. Yeah, T3 bots, sound off. What's your favorite? What watch are you wearing right now? I mean, everybody sound off, but I'd love to hear from my T3 bots as well. Patrick's wearing an SNK 809. Heck yeah. SoCal Entourage, what's up, man? Did you see the Alpha M video where he compared the Rolex to the movement? Yeah, I spoke about that a little bit on Thursday. I don't know him. He has over 4 million subscribers, so he's clearly doing something right on his channel. He's more than likely getting paid by Movement to have their watches in a video. I get it. I'm not knocking him. When you have that many subscribers, it's clear that, YouTube is most likely his bread and butter, right? That's what he does. So, and I'm not knocking that. That's amazing. But I think you need to also secure trust and rapport, and I think, you got to live with yourself after whatever deal you do. That's one of the main rules in business that my mentors have taught me is when the deal is done, you got to live with yourself. And that's why you always got to be honest in every deal you do. And so if Movement paid him, and I'm being assumptive, right, by saying, oh, he probably got paid. Oh, YouTube's probably his main business. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But all I'm saying is, if Movement did pay him, and I understand he's not a watch channel, but if Movement did pay him, as they do with many other large influencers, he could have accepted and made the video, but he didn't have to take that stance. That was, as I said in the other stream, that was a bridge too far, if you know what I mean. I get writing compelling titles. I get making maybe somewhat controversial comparisons. But saying that Rolex, saying that movement is better than Rolex, I think that's a bridge too far. But on the other side, he's doing something because I'm talking about him on my channel. You know what I mean? It was such an outlandish claim that people are talking about it. And so in that sense, you know, good job. Good job, Alpha M. And again, he could be an amazing dude. I'm not judging him as a person. I'm just saying, like, I'm not speaking to his channel. I'm not speaking to his content. I'm speaking to that one episode about watches because that's my thing. That's my area. That's the only thing I can speak to. I don't know what else he does on his channel. I know he's like a men's lifestyle fashion thing, and that's awesome. So I'm not going to talk about, you know, grooming or haircuts or anything, although I do look very fresh. Brian, how to buy a Rolex. Get paid to do a video saying movement is better than Rolex, then use the money from movement to buy a Rolex. Exactly. Ooh, we got a new T3Bot channel member, certified T3Bot. Welcome, Tom. You're the man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Seriously, every cent from you guys helps me make more content, and it's honestly because of you that this is becoming a huge part of my life. So thank you guys. David Williams says, if Movement ever asks to sponsor me, I'm gonna tell them T3 told me to say hell nah to the nah. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. So I've made a few episodes about Movement and how obviously they're not my cup of tea, to say the least. And people in the comment section were like, oh, you know, this hipster, this watch snob, he's just mad because he didn't get a Movement sponsorship. All the other YouTubers are getting sponsored, but he probably didn't get sponsored, so he's mad. I'm like, dude, I couldn't reply to everybody because that episode blew up and I got so much backlash. But in my head, I was cracking up because I'm like, guys, I'm a watch channel. I'm like, Movement would never sponsor me. Movement, and I'm not being a narcissist right now, but they probably do know who I am, and they probably don't like me very much. Breyer, yeah. He says Alpha M is a watch guy as far as his love for watches. If you look, you'll notice he wears a Rolex Milgauss in most of his videos. Yeah, that's fine. He himself might be an enthusiast, but what I meant is his channel, it's not a watch channel, right? It's kind of an all-encompassing men's channel. That's what I meant. Aunt G says, if Invicta and Movement join forces to defeat T3 in Movementa, they better bring a big army, guys. If Shinola, Movement, Invicta, those guys try to come and destroy me, they better bring a big ol' army because me and the T3 bots, we don't back down. Homer Simpson asks, what are your thoughts on the Presage Blue Moon? The enamel Blue Moon. Man, I've complained about that watch a lot. You know why? Because I'm mad. I'm mad about that watch because that was one watch that I really wanted, that I missed out on the pre-order, and then it just skyrocketed in price. So, yeah, that was kind of frustrating, but I love it. I think that's a really good looking watch. I think the little details are amazing. Has the 6R movement. Yeah, I do like that watch. I wish I got it on on the pre-order. So yeah, I approve. Christopher, a brand new T3 bot says, wait, so you're saying after watching Alpha M, my Grail watch shouldn't change from the new Movement Automatic instead of the Rolex Explorer? It's clearly a better watch. Yeah. Please, that is not what you should take away from that video. I'm reading more questions, guys. I'm scrolling up. Dean says, Movement, Invicta, and Movado all sell a Jory Goodman dartboard. It's probably big and oversized. I'm reading more comments, guys. I'm not ignoring you. I'm scrolling up. Tom, the brand new T3 bot, says, hey, Jory, just found out I could become a member to support you and even more content at the same time. Thanks, guys. Yeah, dude, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, guys. I love each and every one of my regulars, literally each and every one of my viewers. Even if you don't subscribe to me, if you watch any of my content, I love you, because that's amazing that anybody wants to see the content I put out. But if you take it a step further and you become a channel member and you become a T3 bot, that's huge. You guys are literally part of the channel helping me create content, so that's awesome. Cowboy Swami in the building says, my man, your thoughts on the Breitling Colt Auto? So I've complained about the Breitling Colt because I don't like the bezel. It's kind of bland for me. And then the more I look at it, I don't want to say it's growing on me, but it's almost like so many people like that watch, I realize that I'm definitely in the minority. I'm definitely in the minority of being someone that dislikes that watch. So I don't want to say, like, because other people like it, I'm just going to change my opinion. The thing is, I've disliked it a lot less, if that makes sense. Tezrick says, why are you so stupid? I ask myself that every day. I mispronounced your name, so there you go, man. I am an idiot. Illusionist says, the best book about watches. One I've been getting really into ever since I got it in June was A Man and His Watch. Okay, I have that book and 2 others at the Time Teller shop. You should check it out. But I think every guy should get A Man and His Watch. Really, really cool watch. Really cool watch book, excuse me. And it kind of spells out all the very orologically significant watches, and it doesn't just tell you what they are, it tells you what they are, and it gives you great history about them and how they became so iconic. Guys, check it out, 993. Check out that 993 Carrera. Whew. Gorgeous. Tezrick says, sorry, you're the best. Oh, he called me stupid and then he said I'm the best. I appreciate it. See, life happens fast, guys. James, he's been a avid viewer as well. James Zero says, best cheap diving watch for dark water. Okay, so I know I'm a Seiko fanboy, but honestly, when it comes to lume, Seiko's Lumibrite is honestly, I think the best. I don't know what you would consider cheap, but I would go with a baby tuna, honestly, like an SRP 641 or whatever, because the contrast of that black dial with the big, really. Got another call. I don't know what is going on this Saturday, but the contrast of that black dial with these really big, bold applied indexes with a ton of Seiko's Lumibrite lume, that would be the watch to, if you're doing like night dives, that would honestly be the watch I would go for, because that thing, you burn that thing with your light, it'll shine for a very long time. Tizrick says, how are you so cool? I ask myself that every day as well. William says, I agree with the man and his watch book. Yeah, dude, that's an amazing book. Dean says, I bought that book when you did the review on it. Very cool. Yeah, see, it is a great book, again, because it has huge pictures. So you get to actually have very good detailed looks at these iconic watches from history. Man, this live stream, dude, I've gotten like 4 calls and everybody's car alarms just going off. So not only are you getting really big pictures, and not only does it like literally list out very iconic watches from history, you get big detailed historical accounts of people who wore them. So yeah, just an amazing book. I learned a ton from that book, and I still go back and I'm still reading things and learning things. So definitely a man and his watch. AMS 914 says, is there a Facebook group where you guys post watch picks questions? No, I was thinking of starting a group like that. Heads up, the T3 bots, we're gonna have a little private forum like that, where it's gonna be a private forum where we share picks and we ask each other questions, answer each other's questions. So if you want to be a part of that, that's happening. 2019 is gonna be crazy for all that stuff. So yeah, all my channel members, we're gonna have like admins and stuff. We're gonna start up a little forum just for us so we can post pictures, ask stuff, share the collections around, talk about things. And that's gonna be our little, an even tighter knit community. We got a new member, by the way, James. Dude, heck yes. James, thank you so much. An avid commenter, just became a T3 bot certified. You rock. Love you, bro. Dean says, I'm in. Love to have you, Dean. That'd be amazing. Christopher says, is TRZ Alpha M trolling you? I don't know. Is that Alpha M? I mean, the dude has 4.6 million subscribers or something. I don't think... I feel like he'd have better things to do than to like troll an account that has like 57,000. TRZ, what type of phone do you have? iPhone 10. LLGS Element says, what do you think about the Aero Tourbillon? I actually did a review. They sent me 2 of their watches. I got so many questions about that company when the Kickstarter campaign came out that I was like, yeah, we should get some on the channel. People gave me backlash. They're like, oh, you sold out. You sold out by talking about that watch. I don't think so, because I didn't even keep the watches, and I was very, very forthcoming and very upfront at the beginning of the review. I was like, yeah, I don't like skeleton watches. These watches are not in my wheelhouse. These aren't something I'd have in my collection. I was literally giving them an expose because people, I think it's very interesting, a tourbillon, an actual tourbillon, not an open heart, an actual tourbillon for under $1,000. I think that's interesting, and so many of my viewers wanted to know about it. Of course I'm gonna have it on my channel. Would I have it in my collection? Probably not, because the whole watch was skeletonized, and that's not my thing. Also, it was a bit large. It's a whole lot of watch, and I mentioned that as well. Homer says, I love the Grand Seiko spring drive movement. Me too, man. Who doesn't? That's an amazing technology. Nick says, only 33 likes? Get after it. Yeah, guys, come on. Only 33 likes? What are we doing? Cowboy Swami, another super chat. Thank you. Hey, T3, what's the pros and cons of the 28242? I don't think it's accurate, dude. It's an accurate, robust movement. I don't see any downside. Do you have a watch that has an issue with that? Please respond. See, dude, this is what's going on here, guys. Hold on. It's hard to focus because it's like about to break my straw, and so that's why I haven't drank that much of it. This is like the definition of first world problems, that my straw is too tight and I'm trying to drink my coffee. James says, love you, man. Do you think 100 meters is enough water resistance to dive below 20 meters? Yeah, if you're even diving that far. Yeah. Roach says, hey, beard man, hell yeah. What's up, dude? Anthony says, my question, if I have $1,000 to acquire the start of a collection, which watches would I recommend? Well, you'll be happy to see that one of my most viewed episodes, one of the first episodes I ever made, I think the highest viewed episode, and guys, I was not like refined then, bad camera, bad audio, didn't know what I was doing, but still the video blew up. It's my most watched video. I talk about that, a 3-watch collection. And I do it for under $1,000 and I do it for over $1,000. You should watch that episode. Christopher says, Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. Yeah, if you're looking to buy one watch for under $1,000, Oris is amazing. Taekwondo Chad, just roll with it. Heck yeah, man. I sprained my wrist a little bit, actually, my watch wrist too. I was rolling the other day. Someone tried to armbar me, and I ended up going inverted, and I actually took his back and submitted him by a choke. But I think you don't feel anything in the heat of like a roll. It's only after, when you're done, like an hour after, you're like, oh, I kind of tweaked something. What's your pick for a track day watch? Dude, you already know. Seiko 6139. Seiko 6139. Heck yeah. Got a vet. Hell yeah, brother. And you know it's got to be a JDM watch because that's what I'm taking to the track. So obviously it's going to be a Japanese watch. Yeah. TKD Chad, I'm going to give you some advice. When you guys are drilling arm bars or any neck movements, any chokes, do 2x2s, okay? Only do 2x2 drilling, because if you do that too much, you're gonna have trouble swallowing the next day, and then your arms are gonna have really bad, like, tennis elbow. So be gentle when you drill those movements, for sure. Hans, really great question. Thoughts on the new Longa Datograph Lumen? So it looks really cool in the pictures. The whole thing, it almost looks backlit. I mean, if I even could get a Datograph right now, I wouldn't get that one. I would get the non-lumen one. I think it's a bit much. But if you want to ball out with a Datograph and you want it to be extra sporty, then I guess that's a very unique way of doing it. Ramiro says, why are you ignoring me? I'm not ignoring you. Let me see. I don't even see your comment, dude. Jeff, Rolex Explorer or Seiko Spring Drive? I have 6 Seikos already, and I feel like I owe it to myself to get a Rolex. Well, sounds to me like you're already leaning towards a Rolex, so get a Rolex. Seiko Spring Drive, which one? That's a complication on a Grand Seiko. It's not a watch. There's a ton of Grand Seiko Spring Drives. So which one? That would be my question. Like, which 2 watches are you comparing? Rolex Explorer and then which Grand Seiko Spring Drive? The Snowflake? That's usually what people are talking about when they talk about it. B. Davidson, any Microbrands that you feel will rise to being a long-term worthwhile watch/brand? What do you mean by worthwhile? Do you mean like gaining value, or do you mean like any Microbrands that will become, that will gain larger brand equity? I think Oak and Oscar is an independent brand that I think is probably putting out the most refined watches right now as far as Microbrands go, but all their watches are well over $1,000. As far as some of the most solid utilitarian watches to come out of a Microbrand, I'm gonna say Boulder. Ray already guessed it. The Boulder Expedition is actually a watch that I really, really love in my collection. That is a Microbrand, and I love it. David from Scotland, what's going on, man? Homer says, hi, I'm after a cheap work watch, field watch, automatic. Hamilton khaki field watch, for sure. Oh my God, there's Homer Simpson and Homer, and they're both buddies. Universal, everyone have a great weekend. Stay awesome. This channel is fantastic. You're the man, Universal. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your Sunday. Stay safe and tell someone you love them. Dean, thoughts on Dan Henry? Not a fan. Not a fan of Dan Henry at all. Just kind of, I see why people like the designs. Not into it. Oh, Ray was joking about Boulder. I was serious about Boulder. I think Boulder makes really solid watches. I've only interacted with 2 of them I've owned personally. But, I mean, I've owned 2 personally, and I think that they're amazing. Yeah, Being says you can get a couple Prospect Spring Drive too. Yeah, there are Seiko Spring Drives. It's not it's not only relegated to Grand Seiko, but you know what I mean. The Seikos that have Spring Drives are essentially priced in the Grand Seiko range. So Wayne says, hi from England. Your watch reviews are the best. Well, guess what? You're the best. See, I have a ton of UK viewers. Again, that's why my the GMT hand on my Rolex Explorer 2 is set to UK time, because again, so many UK followers. You guys rock. I'm reading more comments, guys. Will says, I've really struggled to find decent watchmakers. Have you had any trouble getting your watches serviced? Not me. I take all my watches to the same people. And so far, I mean, knock on wood, I have not had any trouble finding, getting my watches serviced. So I don't know where you are. I know it can be an issue finding someone you trust to work on your watches, but Citizen Nighthawk or Seiko SSC 80? Do you mean the SSC 081? Because that's like one of my favorite solar watches ever. Will says, man, I'm at 100% failure rate, pretty much scam artists. Well, if you're at 100%, like, let me put it this way. If you're a baseball player and you have a 100% negative when you go up to the plate, like you strike out every time, you never get a piece of the ball, that's your fault. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean, Will. What I'm trying to say is, like, if you're only interacting with scam artists, it's not that every watchmaker is a scam artist. It's that you're not doing enough research on the people you're taking your watches to. So you gotta be more careful. I take mine to West Coast Watches. You can send them there. Go to their website, and you can tell them that I sent you, for sure. Dean, have a good one, man. Have an awesome weekend. Rob, where do you go in Los Angeles area for service? Again, West Coast Watches. Ask for a guy named Barry. He's the owner. And tell him I sent you. And you don't have to be in California to get your watches serviced there. You can send them to them. This is a big company. This is a legit company. It's not some weirdo. Seiko Cocktail Time or a Jazz Master. Man, that is really hard because I have both of those watches. Man, the Cocktail Time is like one of my favorite watches in the world. I think that's a true icon, the Sarbo 6.5. I would say get a Sarbo 6.5 just because that is honestly an iconic watch, and that will go down in history. I'm saying that. I think that's an amazing watch that Seiko has released. But on the other side of that, I think that every watch collector should have a Hamilton Jazzmaster. So basically, I didn't answer your question at all. I love both of those watches. It comes down to whether or not you want a Japanese watch or you want a Swiss watch, honestly, because those watches are amazing. Okay, so Shrek E, somebody once told me the world. Shrek asks, dress watch or dive watch? Do you know who you're talking to, man? I'm addicted to watches, period. I have watches. You can't, I will never limit myself to what kind of watch. So it depends. What do you do? Like, do you find yourself in formal settings, or do you find yourself banging around, hiking around, getting wet, blah, blah, blah. If you don't have the luxury of owning multiple watches, you got to look at what your daily obligations are, right? If you're someone that spends most of their time in the office, then maybe get a dress watch. If you find yourself being out and about, hiking or swimming or traveling, maybe get a dress watch, or a dive watch. Michael Powell says a dress diver. Yeah, or you can or you can just get a dive watch and do whatever the heck you want with it, honestly. Ray says that's like asking food or water. Wristwatch says thoughts on the Frederic Constant World Timer Blue Dial. I think it's really cool. Michael, thoughts on the Blancpain 50 Fathoms? Well, I don't know which reference you're referring to because there's a ton of different variations, but I love the 50 Fathoms. James says food. No wait, water. No wait, food. Bart says Daytona or Speedy? Speedy. I own a Speedy. I'm not a fan of most modern Daytonas. The vintage ones I like. The modern ones, ugh. You see them everywhere. They're expensive. They're hard to get, yeah. And they're well made and they're impressive, whatever. I don't like how they look, and I'm just sick of them. I do not like the Daytona, man. Philip, will you do a video about your Satina chronograph? You mean another video? Because I've done like 4 videos on that watch. And that's the only episode that I've redone an episode. Like that was one of the first reviews I ever did was on my Satina DS2 chronograph. And then almost a year later, I revisited it and I redid that review. So there's 2 full reviews on that watch. And then I mention it and I show it off in a ton of other videos. So look back on the channel. Wayne says, if you could only have one watch, what would it be? Oh, dude, that is so hard, man. I have 2 cats, okay? You know how we said that choosing a dress watch or a dive watch is like choosing food or water? Well, asking me if I could only have one watch, what would it be, is like asking me, choose which cat you'd keep. And yes, I own cats, okay? I'm a dog person too, guys. But when you work a lot and you're traveling and stuff, it's not fair to leave a dog alone because they're not nearly as independent as cats. James says, Link. Yeah, my cat's named Link and Seiko. Which watch would I... See, my Rolex Date 1500, a threaded crown, 100 meter water resistance rating. It is a Rolex. It's my first Rolex ever. It's Swiss, if that matters to you. It's very versatile. You can wear it as a dress watch. It's sporty. It's tough. Like that isn't easy. Like I could choose that easily over my Submariner. Do you know what I mean? Because that watch is actually much more versatile than the Sub. So that would be like an easy choice. But would I really only want to keep that watch? That's such a messed up question because I don't even know, man. That like gives me anxiety to think about it, guys. Lawrence says, choose a wife or a watch. Well, I mean, I kind of have like essentially both of those things right now, so I don't know. Horology guy, hey time teller, how many watches are in your collection right now? Is there such a thing as too many watches? Okay, no, there is no such thing as too many watches. Depending on, like, here's my answer. How many watches do I have in my collection? Too many. But also, how many watches do I have in my collection? Not enough. So I think that answers your question. I'm reading more questions, guys. Luca, yo, Jory, you should do a roundup of watch straps. Okay, guys, actually, check this out. Wayne says, sorry, dude, I had to ask. What was your question? I'm scrolling up. What was your question? What was your question? What was your question? What was your question, Wayne? Oh, if you could only have one watch, what would it be? Yeah, that was a really difficult question, man. So, okay. I got a question about watch straps and doing a comparison. Here's the deal. I got another phone call, man. That's phone call number 5. What is going on? Okay, talking about watch straps. On Monday, I'm doing a full review on Wrist Candy Watch Club watch straps. And I'm letting you guys know before the rest of all my subscribers. They gave me a coupon code, guys. 15% off orders of $20 or more. So essentially, like, if you buy more than one watch strap, if you buy a couple watch straps, you get 15% off your order using the time teller code. So, yeah, it's going to be really fun. And I'm doing a giveaway. So, it's going to be my little Thanksgiving, thanks giveaway. I figured it'd be fun to give away a bunch of watch straps from Wrist Candy Watch Club. So, the reason I love Wrist Candy Watch Club is because I get a ton of questions about, oh my God, dude, this live stream has been crazy with all the noises and phone calls. I love their, the length of their watch straps, okay? So because I have a 7.5-inch wrist, the annoying thing is that whenever I wear NATO straps, okay, I have to cut the excess strap. Do you know what I mean? Because when you have a 7.5-inch wrist, most NATO straps, there's not enough excess strap to properly tuck them back in to the keeper. It's very, 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 very annoying. Okay, and so I picked up one of the Wrist Candy Watch Club NATO straps, and I noticed I can put it on my wrist, and then there's more than enough strap to tuck back behind the keeper and wear it like a proper NATO strap. So, yeah, really cool. So people always ask me about which NATO straps I wear because I'm guilty of putting NATO straps on a lot of my watches. Yeah. James says, Jory's Shrek-sized wrists don't work with NATO straps. James, thanks giveaway. Copyright Jory 2018. Christopher, dude, happy birthday, man. He says his 35th birthday is in Thanksgiving. Dude, happy birthday, bro. That was amazing. Hans says, hopefully the sponsor won't affect the review. I don't know what that means. Oh, wait, Hans. This is kind of, I'm going to nip this in the bud right now. This is kind of offensive to me. And I'm not getting triggered, so don't worry. But Hans is a younger dude. I've taken time out of my day, Hans, to answer your question on Instagram and write to you about you going to an exclusive watch curator shop. And I wrote to you telling you that you shouldn't be scared to go in there and that you should have a good time and enjoy yourself. Okay, I took the time to listen to you. And then when a company that I like and I want to bring on the channel gives me a coupon code, not for me, for you, Hans. When a company gives me a coupon code so that you can save money on their straps that I'm not selling. You don't find their straps at the time teller shop, okay? I'm not getting a piece of the sale. You accuse me, or you're saying, oh, I hope the sponsorship doesn't affect the review. That's a bummer, Hans, because I know that you're very good, a very avid viewer, and I don't know, it's just kind of disheartening that I'm literally getting a coupon code and a giveaway for Thanksgiving so that you can save 15% on watch straps that I use personally. Dang. All right, Hans. Bottled Courage says, yo, Jory, that beard looks nice. Thanks, bro. I should sell my own beard oil, talking about selling things. That would be amazing. David with a great question. David says, Link from Zelda? So he's talking about my cat. My boy, I have a boy and a girl. The boy's name is Link. It's a play on words, guys. I grew up, I loved Zelda. Absolutely loved Zelda. Still love Zelda. And yes, Link is named after Link from Zelda. But hear me out, all right? In Zelda, what is Link, the character? What is his title? He's referred to as the hero of time. So it all comes back to watches, guys. Cowboy Swami with Super Chat, thank you, says, T3, what's your thoughts on the gyro tourbillon? I would need to look it up right now on my phone, but I'm live streaming on my phone. I'll get back to you. Write to me on Instagram, Cowboy, and I'll talk to you about it on Instagram. Steve says Hans equals Choma Shop. But yeah, so Link is named after Link from Zelda, but it's because Link is the hero of time, guys. So it comes back to watches, man. Okay. DBRPH says, what is the best field watch under $1,000? It's the easy answer is the Hamilton Khaki Field, but here's the thing. I actually did a review, and I think the title of the episode is 3 tiers of field watches, and I did 100, 500, and 1,000. So check it out, 3 tiers of field watches on my channel. I actually went on a hike with Connie, so if you want to see my girl, she's in that episode. And it was like 100 and something degrees out. It was a hot day, and she toughed it out, and she agreed to help me film and go on a hike with me to do that episode. So really fun episode. That was a very fun episode to make. But yeah, if you want to hear my take on the different tiers and what you can expect to get in those price ranges, watch that episode. Jay says Richard Mille or Jacob & Co. Why do you do this to me, Jay? You're asking me this because you watch my channel. I know that. This is very difficult for me. Richard Mille or Jacob & Co. Here's my answer. I would pick Richard Mille, okay? And I would pick the tourbillon designed by Sylvester Stallone, okay? Just so I could run around the woods and pretend to be Rambo, okay? That's my choice, okay? I know that watch costs like $1 bajillion. I think it's $1 million. But that would be my choice, Jay. Later, Daniel. Have a good one, man. Mark says, great video. Thanks, bro. You saw it? Jay. Killing me. Richard Mille. That's like asking me if I would choose black licorice or, oh my God. See, it's hard for me to even choose another thing because I dislike black licorice so much that it's hard for me to choose something else that I dislike that much. James has a super chat. Thank you so much, dude. He says, still feel the atomic G-Shocks are not worth extra money? Yeah, unfortunately. If you already have one, I'm not saying that you were dumb for getting one, but it's not my thing. Again, NIST, N-I-S-T, the National Institute for Standards and Technology, they said that in 2019, probably the government clocks are going to be, the government radio signals aren't going to be used, which renders our radio-controlled atomic clocks useless. I mean, they'll still tell time, but they won't be regulated via those functions. So buying them, it's not worth the extra money, unfortunately. Especially because when I did a video explaining that, unfortunately, when you compare the base model G-Shocks to their radio-controlled counterparts, the radio-controlled counterparts are often 2 to 3 times the price. So it's not worth it. Wayne, I believe, asks, what's the cheapest watch I own? G-Shock DW 5600 E1V. And that watch, when I got it, was $40. Or no, when I bought it, it was like $35. Hans Longcamp says, black licorice is great. Hans, you're digging yourself in a hole, buddy. Patrick, are you in America? Yep. I'm proud of it. Some people say I have an accent. I feel like, I mean, maybe, I don't think I do. But yeah, I'm in Los Angeles right now. Ant says, how far are you from the California fires? So there's a few going on here. Luckily, I am about 45 minutes away from the nearest one. So at the height of the fires, like a couple days ago, it was getting very ashy. And our cars were actually covered in like soot. And and all of us, there was like black in our noses and stuff, and it was not good. If you had asthma or anything, it'd be kind of difficult to breathe. So it was getting kind of sketchy there for a moment. But where I am, thankfully, we weren't ever in fear of the fire actually getting to us. Thank God. But yeah, I mean, all the main highways in Los Angeles were shut down. It was very hectic. It's been a tough month for California, for sure. Wayne's got some really good questions, man. What got you into watches? My dad. James says, just because no one's mentioned it in this chat. Vostok Inferior. Mickey Mouse, how are you today, pal? I'm good, dude. Right, Jory can't even afford a battery for his wall clock. No, guys, okay. The wall clock died, and I'll admit it, I didn't realize it. Okay, until someone brought it up. Why didn't I realize it? Because I wear a wristwatch, guys, so I tell the time with my wristwatch. So of course I'm not going to notice my wall clock died. However, because so many people complained about the wall clock, that's like part of the brand. Okay, I will never change it now. It's so funny to me. The freaking wall clock, dude. Brian Roberts from Wales. What's going on, Wales? How is it over there? Ramiro T3, don't be lazy and line up that beard. Yeah, dude, do you know how quickly my facial hair grows? I started this episode a little late and I didn't shave. And it's grown in a little bit. Dude, I'm Jewish, man. Do you know how fast this thing grows? I was clean shaven last night. Jay says, what if your son was wearing an Invicta? What son? No son of mine. I'm just kidding. My future son will never wear an Invicta, okay? Let's get that. Let's make that clear right now. Horology guy, are you a lefty? You always wear your pieces on your right wrist. I've been curious about that. Yes, I am. So many people freak out about that. I talk about it all the time. I am right-handed. I am left-handed, guys. I am left-handed. I wear my watch on my right hand because I don't like having my watch on my dominant hand. When you're doing things, which hand do you usually reach for things? Which hand are you doing fine movements with, fine motor skills? It's your dominant hand. Having your hand on the desk and writing is not comfortable when you have your watch on it. All right. So I know it upsets people, but there's actually benefits to wearing your wristwatch on your right wrist. And I'm going to tell you, it's because when you wear your wristwatch on your right wrist, with most wristwatches, the crown is facing inwards. Now, the crown and crown stem is one of the more vulnerable parts of your watch. And when you reach for something and the crown stem bumps against something, that can actually break inside the watch. Will Clevitt says, but then how do you wind your watch? Good question. And I'm going to tell you, regardless if you're right-handed or left-handed, regardless of which hand you wear your watch on, you should never ever wind the watch while it's on your wrist, because that puts pressure again on the crown stem. It's Los Angeles, man. Hashtag crown guards, exactly. But not every watch has crown guards, buddy. But yeah, crown guards are cool. But yeah, don't ever, that was one of the first things I learned. You're never supposed to wind your watch while it's on your wrist. You're supposed to take it off. Regardless if you're righty or lefty, by the way. See, look at this. I'm going to give him the, congratulations, you got me to respond right now. But Vito says, no response equals no sub. Bye. Yeah, dude, because you're the only person writing to me right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at what he wrote. Just for the kick of it. Dude. Oh, man. Hold on. Dude, 2 flying falcons just flew over. Right next to each other. Dude. 2 jet fighters, man. That is sick. Milcom, how does your battery last this long? I don't know, man. iPhone 10. iPhone 10, baby. Not sponsored. Dude, you talk about anything you like on YouTube and people are like, oh, he's being paid. Reading more questions. James says Jory was born with a beard. Yep. Yep. Being says if they're F-16s, they might be older than you. Yeah, dude, they might be. But the best jet plane ever is the F-14 Tomcat, dude. F-14s, so sick, so sick, so sick. I love the A-10 Warthog, obviously. Those things are just tanks of the sky. I love the Warthog. A-10s are dope, but they don't go supersonic because they're not made like for air-to-air, like or any reconnaissance. They're made just for close support, just with that gow. Oh, dude, A-10s are so sick, man. But as far as like jet planes that go supersonic, Tomcat was so sick, dude. Growing up, I thought that was the coolest plane ever. Will Clevitt says, by that logic, you'd need to respond to 57,000 people every week to keep your subscribers. I'm going to blow your mind, Will. I probably do. I get so many messages on Instagram every day. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Probably not 57,000 a week, but it's a lot. And I love it. And I love you guys. We're almost done here, guys. Uh-oh. Yeah, dude. Blue shirt. Warthog goes low and slow, man. Bring the pain, dude. Those warthogs. Dude. And let's be honest, the AC-130s, you don't want one of those things over you, man. JSF inbound. Yeah, well, dude, those are super modern, and that's sick that you worked on them. That's way cool. I'm hearkening back to the older romantic days, and I'm not talking about like Flying Fortresses and Corsairs and Spitfires and Mustangs. I'm not talking about those. Those are sick. But I'm also not talking about like F-35s or Raptors or anything. I'm talking about this sweet spot where it's like fighting Falcons and like Strike Eagles and like Hornets and Tomcats, dude. I mean, those were like the Lamborghini Diablos of like the early 90s. Like when I was a kid, like that's what I had on my wall. I had a Lamborghini Diablo. I had a 911. I probably had like Carmen Electra. And I had like an F-14. I had a Corsair because I was obsessed with Corsair. I built a Liberator with my dad. I built a Liberator and a Flying Fortress with my dad, a model. And I had a toy Spitfighter and a toy Corsair. Corsairs were my favorite too because how their wings could go up. That was really cool. I went to make room. That's really cool. If you couldn't tell, I'm into planes. What's going on, man? Jay says, what if your wife bought you an Invicta for your birthday? I'd be single. Vito says, time teller, I only want to know about the Timex Navi Harbor. Here's what I'll say. I don't know about that watch specifically because I'm not a huge Timex guy. Someone in the comment section, please answer if you know about the Timex Navi Harbor. What I will say is Timex makes good watches. I don't own any personally, but I mean, they're decent, affordable watches for sure. If anybody in the comment section has an insight on that particular watch, sound off. Will says Harrier jets, dude. How they can hover. So sick, dude. Y-Town says, hi, Jory. What do I think of Army watches? I love them, dude. One of my favorite watches of all time is the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical 38 millimeter. Milcom, ever had a marathon watch? I haven't, but I get a lot of questions about those, so I'll probably pick one up for the channel. Dude, I got another call. That's call number 6. But yo, guys, we are done with the Saturday Vietnamese coffee. So, guys, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Thank you so much. 84 minutes, guys. 84 minutes. Michael Gill says, no love for helicopters. You're lucky. I like your channel, or you'd be down one subscriber. Former Army pilot. Well, Michael, first off, thank you so much for your service, because it is people like you that allow me to have this amazing, cushy life here in the U.S. So thanks for protecting us. And Apaches, dude, come on. When it's Apaches versus Cobra, I used to like the Cobra because I thought they were like more sleek and nimble. But then I had this weird little bird phase where I wanted, like, I don't know. I think I was playing too many like N64 video games, but I thought little birds were freaking awesome. And then I grew up and I was like, you know what? Apaches, dude. Apaches are amazing. And then I just kind of landed on Hueys, dude. So I'm gonna be honest. Hueys, I think, are my favorite. James says, thanks, Michael, assuming U.S. pilot. Yeah, man, thanks so much. I'm assuming you're a U.S. pilot. Even if you're not, thanks so much for being a badass. And yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. So you guys rock. Hope you have an awesome weekend. I'm going to go get some work done, finish the rest of my Saturday. And yeah, enjoy yourselves. Remember, guys, I want you to be safe. I want you to do something fun today. I want you to do something uncomfortable this weekend, okay? Get out of your comfort zone and aim higher, okay? Aim high. You'll never know. You might just surprise yourself. So do something crazy. Have some fun. Be safe. Have a blessed weekend. Remember, I love you guys. Make sure to tell someone you love them today. And yeah, love you guys. So I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. All right, enjoy your weekend, guys.